Are we doing like a starting point? Like, oh, let's.
No, we started.
Yeah, we've already started. We're 4 minutes in, man. What are you doing?
That's longer than I usually last.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Those Foreign Guys podcast. I'm here with my co-hosts Brandon, Leo, and Mr. Bryant on the end.
I'm not calling him Leo.
That's what he wants to be called, man.
You can call me Duggar or you can call me Leo. Whatever
Duggar,
you want.
Leo, the man of many names. And we're all here today to bring you guys the first episode of our amazing new podcast where we're going to be talking about everything about Korea, where it could be studying. I don't know. Are we going to talk about studying? I might talk about it a little bit.
That's your thing, so you talk about it, right?
Talk about studying, partying. That's where I think Bryant and Brandon are going to come in and bring their expertise. Just literally anything about Korea, I think, is kind of our plan to just kind of talk about it all, right, guys?
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to talk about partying. We're going to take the camera and show the good people.
Are we going to do some vlogging?
Shit.
Oh, yeah? Yeah?
We might have to do some logging. Bring the camera down
We
to.
might
Oh,
like have to record
That's for
some
level 2
footage.
on the Patreon. That's for level 2 on the Patreon.
There you go.
We are on Spotify. We are on Apple Music. We are on Patreon. We are on every platform that you can imagine. I think we're on Google Podcasts now
Are we
as
on
well.
OnlyFans?
We're not on OnlyFans yet. OnlyFans in the future, but for now we got our
Is it
Patreon.
OnlyFans illegal in Korea?
I actually don't know.
How can it be?
This is something we can dive in on the podcast.
I don't think
We're
so.
talking about Korea, right?
Yeah.
Not illegal.
I don't think so.
Would OnlyFans be categorized as pornography?
But no, because OnlyFans was designed for musicians. It's only
But
a
the question
recent
is,
thing.
if I open up OnlyFans.com on the Korean internet, does it show me the FBI warning?
Let's. This is a question for
I actually-
4.
We'll have to contact.
a guest appearance sometime in the future, and
I'm going to go ahead and say that it's not. I don't think it is because I think, like he said, it's not categorized as pornography initially.
that's the whole
Initially.
thing initially, right?
But I think other sites are. And yeah, we're going to be talking about everything when it comes to the things we don't like about Korea, such as blocked websites, or the things we love about Korea, such as
That's
the
why
ways
we're
around the
sponsored by
blocked
NordVPN.
But I think a lot of people watching, you guys probably all know one of us in the group here. I don't know if maybe you are from Iceland or if you're from South Africa
Probably
and you're
not.
following one of us. But
Why don't we skip?
or if you're from Ecuador / China, I don't know.
Yeah, China.
A resident Chinese man over on the corner on the other side of the table. You might know one of us, but I'm sure you don't know all of us. So I think we should kind of just go around and introduce ourselves a little bit, let the audience really know who we are.
Okay, can he start?
I think you should. I think Bryant should start.
I think I should not
No, you got
start.
the weirdest story. Ecuadorian Chinese man. From the
are you,
USA.
Brian?
But
Who
it's
are
such a
you,
long
really?
fucking story. All right, so
Hey, we got 45 minutes left. So.
let's see. So I was born in the US. My parents were immigrants there. I lived there until I was 9 years old. Then my parents decided to move back to Ecuador. Lived for the following 10 years in Ecuador. Started college there, but was partying a little bit too much. So decided to change the scene. Maybe
Some things never changed.
actually true. So I decided to get out of that environment for a little bit, and my older brother was living in China at the moment, so he was like, come to China, learn the language for a bit. But when I got there, I was able to live independently and have fun, so I decided not to leave, and I ended up staying there 10 years. Went back to Ecuador for a year and then came to Korea, and I've been here for 3 years, over 3 years.
Over 3 years.
So what do you think's better so far? Are you liking Korea or China better?
Or the USA. Or
Or
Ecuador.
USA or Ecuador, yeah.
You obviously, because of the podcast, you know what he has to say, or he's.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, what? So talk about everything except Korea. Which one was the best?
Well, it's hard to talk about the US because that was my childhood. I didn't really do stuff there.
But at the same time, the memories.
Yeah, I mean,
Would you say that you still have a little bit of that American spirit in you?
not much. But I will say that growing up, my childhood, I felt that there was a cultural divide with the other kids that I was growing up with because I had this American childhood and they had the Ecuadorian one. And so the stuff that we watched or even the foods that we had, for example, breakfast food was totally different. So from that side, yeah, there's some fond memories for sure. But I think because my teenage years were in Ecuador, like I had more of an attachment to Ecuador. But then I think after I left and spent so much time in China, then going back, it was really hard to actually connect with Ecuadorian people too. So, but then China also, like, you have to consider China from 2008 to 2018. It's like very different. Like those 10 years have changed a lot.
Because I'm trying to remember, did you come here before COVID or like during COVID?
I came right before COVID.
Okay, so you didn't even know about COVID when you came here. So it just like kind of like happenstance.
Yeah.
He's not like they warned the
I am the one.
China before they got COVID.
I'm the one who brought it.
who brought
Yeah.
The man came from China to Korea.
No,
right before the pandemic
I didn't
started.
come from China. Well, kind of. No.
I mean, you definitely didn't come from China, but
No. I was in Ecuador for a year before I came to Korea.
So you spread it in Ecuador.
Yeah.
Korea. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, no, China was definitely fun because that was my early like 20s and like the bulk of my partying life.
but you're all grown up. Right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do the math for the people. You mentioned all these numbers. Where we at now? How old are you?
Tell us
that a
your
secret?
age.
Well,
You never ask a gentleman.
Never
Ever ask a way you can say?
never ask away with
well,
his age.
33 now. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed Korea a lot. China I liked for a lot of different reasons, but yeah, I feel more comfortable living in Korea than I think I did in China.
Oh,
So here's my question, because we talked about this actually before, and I don't actually know if you guys know this, because I just learned this about Bryant like a week ago, is that he was in the army, or like army classes,
No,
or army high school, or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
it was a military school. that
Yeah.
I
Because
was at.
is Ecuador...
Was it
I think
because you were a bad kid, or was it?
no, it's definitely that.
he was a bad kid, but that's not the reason why he was
Okay,
there.
No, there's actually a very simple explanation. We moved from the US to Ecuador around June, I think, and it was past the time for like signing up for schools. So my mom had a really hard time finding a school for me and my older brother to actually get into. And the military school that we went to was the only one that was like, yeah, just bring them over. But it is actually a pretty decent school, and it's connected directly to the army. So if you finish high school there and you want to go to the military academy to like become an officer, then it's a lot easier to get in.
Okay, so you weren't shooting people at school, huh?
It's mostly like we did learn to march and just that kind of shit. Yeah.
So I think we make the obvious transition here and go from the nice, sweet immigrant story to the privileged white man story.
Let's
For the
go.
most opposite, like what's the juxtaposition like, in the story?
That's good. That's good.
So obviously I'm Hunter, and I'm from America, and 20. Oh my god, I don't even know how old I am.
We're
now.
in America.
I think I'm 27 now. I always
this
because I've been
Korean age
so
and the
much.
international age confuses
You aren't
struggling
even
so
Korean.
much.
Why are you using Korean age?
Because whenever people
Yeah, I
ask,
never
But
did
it's
that.
because it's relevant until August, I think.
June.
That's when they June. That's when they get rid of it.
yeah,
It's so weird that it's in the middle of the year.
yeah.
People are
I
just
mean,
de-aging.
hey, there's no political things on these podcasts.
Yeah, we're trying to stay away from it. But I think that's actually a cool thing we could actually let our listeners
That's a
know
cool
is
thing,
like
yeah.
Korean age is very different than American age. It's like when you're born, you're already 1 year old.
Just an American thing to say. That's American.
Yeah.
age.
It's not American.
sorry.
like-
Capitalize.
International. Sorry.
Hold the
Korean
monopoly on
age.
the age.
Hey, it's the center of the world. That's
But it's like it's one of those things like they just have a very different age system, and so I think at least for me, when I've met people in Korea, it's always been like, oh, it's your Korean age, especially because a lot of people I was meeting recently have been like Korean people, so it's just like okay, I'm still not sure like. But now I just like know my Korean age. When people ask my American age, I'm like, wait a minute, how old am I actually? I'm like trying to do the math. I'm like 95. Okay, I'm 27. Okay, but yeah, so I'm 27. I'm a student in Korea studying some media and communications. So bringing my expertise to this.
yeah, sounds very relevant to what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I know. I wonder where the connection is.
Project is it?
It's not a school project. I actually had so many people ask me that. So when I first made like all the social media stuff for the podcast, I was like trying to get all my school friends to follow it. Those were like the first people I showed it to. I was like, hey, I need you guys to follow this. And they were like, is this a school project? And I was like, Yeah, it is. And we need followers. And they were like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll follow it for you. They're very like cool to like help out like with other student projects and stuff. We have like a whole chat for students in the department, and people will share like we have to do surveys a lot. So I just shared it and I was like, hey guys, follow this. And they were like, oh, cool. Yeah. I've never met these other students, but they look really nice.
Now they know that you're a dirty liar.
Yeah. Now they know. And now they know that I'm not. But yeah, no, I came to Korea about almost 4 years ago. In May, it'll be about 4 years. I came here at first just for 6 months, and I was just like, Korea sounds like a fun place to go. I actually came here. One of the ways we all know each other is through a video game, League of Legends.
I never heard of it.
Really? Really?
Never played.
Which makes sense because you are pretty bad at it. But
Wait, what? I'm the best at this table.
we'll save that for another episode. But no, we all kind of met through League of Legends. So a couple years ago in 2019, there was the League of Legends World Finals. And so I was like, being the nerd I am, I was like, hey, I got money this time around. I'm going to go to the World Finals. I'm going to go watch some video game
Oh, so
plays.
is that how you came here?
Yeah, that's the very first time.
Never
Really?
heard this story in my life.
So the first time I came here, I just was like, I'm going to go watch the League of Legends World Finals.
We
I was
might have
like-
heard it before, but we might have been
Yeah, I was probably
We might have been intoxicated.
intoxicated.
Let's say not sober.
Or maybe even not interested because
yes.
I don't know if you two know this, but me and Brandon weren't friends for a while.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There was a little bit of an antagonistic wall between us.
That wasn't because of me, though. That wasn't because of me.
Yeah, to be fair,
wasn't because of me.
it was because of. We'll get into that.
It was a friend.
I feel we need
We'll
to
get
finish
into
the introductions and then we jump right back.
Yeah, we'll jump right back
Let's
into
go into
it.
that.
So I came from the League of Legends finals, and I was like, yeah, Korea's awesome. That was a fun place. And I had met a friend that first time, and she had told me like, oh yeah, there's like language schools in Korea. They'll give you a visa. They'll give anyone a visa. Just come learn Korean. And I was like,
Free visa.
wow, that's pretty cool.
Which is, by the way, something people will be curious about listening to this podcast. How can I get a visa?
Oh, for sure, yeah. And this was one of the ways you can literally you have to basically pay for it. Like you're paying money to basically live in Korea. And she told me like, yeah, you can just come study. So I was like, okay. So I was like, 6 months. I'm just gonna go. I told my parents, I was like, I'm gonna go for 6 months. I'll be back. They were like, okay, we support that. You should go. So I went. And after 3 months, I was like, Korea's pretty fun. I was like, I don't think 6 months is gonna cut it. I was like, I'm thinking 9 months instead. And they're like, okay, 3 extra months. Okay, fine. Go ahead. Go do your thing. And then after this first 6 months, I had that 3 extra months and I was like, nah, I'm staying. And I immediately started looking for universities to apply to, like do my major. Cause I never went to college back in America. So I did it 1 semester, which hopefully my mom doesn't listen to this part, but I skipped like 50% of my classes. So
We'll edit that in.
didn't really do that great. I decided to drop out. And so I just never went back. And so I was like, I kind of want to go back, and Korea's a hell of a lot cheaper to go to college to than America.
I think any place outside of
Okay, yeah, you're
cheaper
right.
than America.
It's the rest of the world versus America and that.
That's actually a funny point because my brother said the same stuff. My brother was like, why do you want to go to Korea? Like, why don't you go to like, I don't know, Ireland? Or like, let's take a brother trip and just use the money you would go to Korea for, and like, let's just go travel for like 2 weeks and have fun. Why do you want to go live in another country? He's like trying to convince me out of it. And I was like, no, I don't want to go to Korea. And I've been here ever since. So yeah, that's been kind of my story. It's not as exciting. I just kind of was just like,
not
Korea's
as,
fun.
It's not as well traveled, maybe as Brian's story, but it's still. a
Oh
story.
yeah. No, people always ask me like, oh, where other than Korea have you been? And I'm like, the United States.
But
They're like, you're from the United States.
It's
I'm
huge.
like, I mean, yeah, but like still.
Have you traveled in the States?
In the States, yeah. I mean, I think I've been to.
Name all the states you've been to.
It's actually not that many. I mean, like I've driven through a lot, right? Like, driving through, I've been to a ton, but like other than like Arizona and California on the West Coast, I haven't been on anything else. I think I've been to like all the Southeast states I've been to because Southerner boy, country boy.
Sweet.
Wait, I don't think you
Sweet
told us.
home
I don't think
Alabama.
you told us which state you're from.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Say it.
you can tell just by looking at me.
This joke
I'm the
again.
only 10 you see, baby.
This joke is
I knew
fucking
that joke was coming.
I
knew that joke was
I'm like kicking myself out.
I fall for it every time. Every time.
Every time. Dude, it's such a good one. It's such a good like opener. Like it's
really?
never let me down. The second time you hear it's worse, but the first time you hear it, it's usually okay. You guys have just heard it like 10 times, so that's why it's not as good.
Sounds
that
about
joke
right.
kills me.
All right, should we jump from?
Wait, I had a question.
Okay.
That I also, I guess, wanted to ask you, but you started speaking about I'm gonna come here for 6 months, and then 3 months in, you're like 9, and then 9 months in, you're like, I'm staying.
Yeah, 5 years.
I ain't going. Do you have that same feeling?
Yeah, I was also going to China only for 6 months.
And you stay for 10 years.
And I stayed for 10 years. Yeah, no, I was able to get a job there, and I don't think I was studying in the first 6 months, but I was... 2 things. The first was I didn't feel I learned enough Chinese to go back, so I felt like it was not... like I hadn't reached my goal yet. And the second was I was living independently and I was free to do whatever I wanted, and I liked it, and I didn't want to leave that.
Was living in China your first time living apart from like your family?
Yes.
Okay. See, that was the same with me too.
Yeah.
I think I lived in an apartment for about a year by myself, and then I spent 3 months at a house with one of my coworkers. And
You told me about that.
Yeah,
and
dude,
I
it was the
wouldn't say
weirdest
you were
situation.
living. I was saying you were surviving.
yeah, I mean, I was surviving. It was such a weird relationship too, because we were like really good friends at work, and he was like, "Hey, I got an open room in my house. Do you want to come live here?" And it was my first time moving out, and I was like, "Heck yeah! Like I want to live on my own. I want to do my own thing." And I lived there, and me and this man lived together for like 4 months, best friends at work, hung out all the time at work, talked all the time at work. I don't think I ever saw this man at home, but we were always at home.
Isn't that a good thing?
We just stayed in our rooms. We had a whole living room with a TV and everything. We never watched a movie together. We never had like any type of like dinners together. He came home one day and I was boiling hot dogs for the first time on the stove. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Making hot dogs." And he was, "That's fucking weird." And he walked into his room and didn't say another word.
Waiting for this story.
Why is that weird?
Because he walked in, he was like, I had like the pot boiling the hot dogs, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm trying to boil hot dogs." He was like, "Trying?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, this is my first time." He's like, "You never boiled hot dogs?" And I was like, "This is my first time living alone. I don't know what to do." Literally, only meal I ever cooked in that house was 2 hot dogs that I put in boiling water, and didn't even have buns. I just chopped the hot dogs.
That's a struggle meal.
It was it's not even like I was struggling with money. I just didn't know how to cook. I mean, I don't know how to cook. That's not like something that's changed. But yeah.
That's an idea for a podcast episode.
Oh my gosh, teaching Hunter how to cook.
How to cook.
Some
that'd be
Korean
good.
food at that.
Yeah.
Or just anything without lemon.
Anything that's not boiling in water.
Boiling water. And
No pressure cooker.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
No
Oh, dude, my pressure cooker, that's been my lifesaver. I've learned how to make a few good things out of that. But I think that's where I was kind of going with it, was like, I think a lot of people who come to Korea for like their first time, if they haven't kind of had their own individual life outside of family before, when they first come, it is that kind of new experience where you're just like, dang, I really want to try to like make this happen.
And it
know?
kind of connects the country with your independence. Kind of, right? Because you learn how to be independent here, not in your old country or whatever you are.
Why we don't want to go back?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of reasons we don't want to go back, but we'll get into that a little bit. All right, I think we should flip it over to one of you guys. Which one are you stealing it?
You can go next. We'll go dark.
Non-white.
It's gotta be alternating.
Non-white.
You don't want to bookend it, like with the have the minorities bookend. You know.
We can change things up each time, right?
Okay, I'm good with that. All right,
Okay. Where do I start? Oh yeah.
from the beginning.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
You were born.
I was thinking the same fucking thing.
So as you can guess, I'm from Africa. Yeah, South Africa. I guess it's weird to say Africa and then South Africa, because we got this weird relationship with the rest of Africa where we are the nice kind of distant cousin that's too good to mingle with you. but slowly but surely we becoming.
I mean, I don't think the other 3 of us can comment on that.
Yeah.
No, please give me.
Can't say that I have an opinion on that one.
You know.
So, born, raised in Cape Town, South Africa. Stayed there all my life, most of my life, I guess. I can't say all my life now. Kind of similar to Brian in a culture difference, which is kind of weird. Being a colored man and going to a white school for... Oh yeah, I don't know how schools work in Iceland, but I know it's different in America. In South Africa, you have elementary and high school.
Yeah, ours has guns.
I mean, like,
those. We got those.
like you said, our one only has white people. So
Oh, God.
Yeah, so we got elementary and high school. So for elementary school, I went to a white school that was about 40 minutes away from my home. So I just, outside of school, I never spoke to anyone. And then the flip was, at high school, I then went to a colored school. So I was I was first too non-white for the white people, and then I was too white for the non-white people. So I was just always battling cultural identity. So it's kind of weird. Studied English.
Can I ask? Is you say a white school and a colored school in South Africa? Is that because there's still like a lot of segregation at the time, or
At the
was
time,
it just,
yes.
okay?
Just purely based on the time, straight fresh out of apartheid. Yeah, just
like-
happened to be the shot. Oh,
That story to me sounds like wow, that's from like the '60s. Like, how old is
yeah,
it?
no. It's just purely
Okay,
based on the time.
gotcha.
Yeah. So there were those feelings and things. And then studied English and drama at university because my parents forced me. How do I look at the camera? Which my parents forced me. I was interested in taking a gap year and just doing whatever.
Wait, did I hear you right? You were in English. What
And drama.
drama?
Drama. I'm an actor,
Really?
babe. A trained actor. Babe. I keep on telling you, if you need help with your scripts and shit, I did literally study.
I actually never knew that.
Yeah, no, I literally studied that for more than 4 years. Studied 4 years at university, but I did drama at high school too.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
We were theater kids.
No, don't call me. I am not high-fiving it.
We're theater kids.
No. Okay. But I also played a lot of sports. I wasn't a theater kid.
so you're also a cool kid.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
I did sports too. I was on the bowling team.
That's
That's probably even worse.
It's worse than not being on
I'm not
sports.
gonna say anything. I'm just gonna leave it there.
From what I've seen by American movies, yeah, it's probably
Yeah,
worse.
yeah. it was. Don't worry.
And unlike you two, I guess you did stay alone as well for a year.
A little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. So my first experience of being away from family, I guess, was I lived with my ex-girlfriend. I mean, she was my girlfriend at the time. She's my ex now. So we still stayed in Cape Town, but we lived together for a year. So I was away from family. And then after we broke up, I was like, I'm leaving. I'm going to Korea. I'm done. No, that's not why. I'm kidding.
No, but you say that, but we'll circle back. There's an interesting story because mine also plays into that a little bit as well. Yeah, there was a
was gonna
breakup a couple months before me coming to Korea, so you can kind of correlate those. Was that the same for you?
What?
Was there any significant breakups right before you went to China?
No.
Okay.
You heard his story. You was escaping.
I needed to get out of this environment. That's all it was.
Gotcha. Get out the
Oh, hey, we had the same feeling.
Yeah, get
but-
out of that environment.
But you say it was kind of like because of a breakup. Did you just choose Korea or just why? Why was it Korea?
Yes. So,
Which is, I guess, is the premise for this
and now,
podcast. Is,
why Korea? Because now we're going to get into the part of League of Legends.
Oh.
And why I am objectively.
Can we put up a picture of him right now?
Oh, if you send me that picture, I'll put up the picture of you with the,
I am not
with the squad.
But yeah, objectively the best player at this table.
It's possible.
No argument from this side.
I mean, I might have a little argument, but I'll go ahead and just say I lost our previous bet we had.
In a.
For those who don't know what League of Legends is, maybe you can give a quick explanation.
It's a video game.
Just a video game. Yeah, a team-based
A
video
team-based
game.
video
I think
game,
it's
5 versus 5.
Yeah.
You play with your homies or online. That's how video games work, I guess.
Also known as cancer.
Diabetes,
Yeah.
all of the terrible diseases. Yeah, so in was it 17? 18?
I don't know.
Shit.
You tell us.
You tell us.
There was a year between 2017 and 2018, one of those two. I came to Korea to play League of Legends in a tournament. Each country sent their 5 best players, top team in the country, to compete, and the only caveat was no professionals. So it's not like I'm going to come here and then have to play against Faker.
The Michael Jordan of League of Legends.
Jordan
for
of
those who
League of
don't
Legends,
know.
yeah. But I did actually play against, what's his name? Summit.
Oh.
Summit was the top laner for the Korean team. And me and my terrible luck happened to pull Korea out of the
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Out of
the
the
ball
pool.
thing. Yeah, no. So we were in Korea's group, and I was, oh my, like I didn't even.
Korea
look up.
is pretty much
I
considered
didn't
the
look
best
up. Oh.
country at League of Legends.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
And we played against Russia,
Oh.
and they all wore Challenger jackets.
So how many times did you win?
Oh, we beat Russia.
Okay.
We smashed Russia.
Okay.
They all came with their Challenger jackets. So we're the cool kids, and then they got stomped.
I thought
in
we're
like
not going
25
political
minutes.
on that.
Oh, right. Oh.
Not political about Korea.
Okay.
The forward, the no context. I just smashed Russia.
That's a highlight right there.
No.
But long story short, played League of Legends tournament in Korea, and I was like, damn, this is good. So I went back home, and I was just, oh, I really want to go back. And it helped that my best friend in South Africa was actually Korean.
Okay.
So his mom had always been telling me for years,
Yeah, you talk.
Korea's great.
go to Korea. You keep eating my food, go eat their food.
So when you came to Korea for the tournament the first time, like, did you actually get to explore a lot, or was it like pretty focused?
No,
on
it was
the
pretty
tournament
focused on
stuff?
the tournament. But there was a day where I just decided, hey, we got knocked out of group stage.
We're out of the tournament. Let's go party.
I'm just going to go out for a day and just look around and check what's up. So, yeah. And then I went back home and I was just like, hey, mom, hey, dad, I'm going to Korea next year. And then within 3 months or 4 months, just dropped everything, quit my job, and then. Zoop. But I also said, just 1 year, maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, just check things out. And then
That's what everyone says.
After 2 years, I was like, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years. And now my, I guess my 5th year just,
Fifth year.
well, 6th year just started.
Wow.
5th year just ended. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't know like this story.
Which
Yeah.
one? League of Legends?
Oh, no.
No, we've all heard you tell that one before.
As apparently I'm the only one who listens to him when he talks. I did know the story.
Oh, my boy. My boy. Yeah, so, I mean, I got, I guess, married in Korea
Oh.
to a Korean woman. Okay, she's off.
Oh.
But yeah, so it's like the...
Subscribe for future episodes.
Yeah.
On marriage.
on marriage. Oh, I can give love tips.
Yeah.
Marriage tips.
I think many of us could give love tips. Sorry, I should. I mean, that sounded weird. I think-
Only give the
I'm
tip.
not looking this way anymore. The way you locked eyes with me. The way you locked eyes.
Oh my god.
We could give some tips here. Save it for the bonus episodes.
Yeah. And so, yeah, just...
So you've been here ever since? Did you ever move back and come here? Or?
Well, I mean, my wife and I have been talking about moving to the States, and we're sort of juggling, do we want to move to the States? Do we want to move to South Africa? No. Do we want to stay in Korea? Do we want to go somewhere else? Future things like kids, blah, 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 always comes up. So we're kind of just juggling things. But I guess this will come into top 3 things of why I like Korea.
Yeah, they'll come in later.
They'll come in later.
So before we move on to Duggar, what was your well, like what did you come to Korea to do at first? Were you just coming to like learn the language like me, or were to eat?
I came to eat.
And just everything else was
the food was so good. Yeah, so I just came to eat. Oh, and I didn't stay in Seoul. I stayed.
right.
That is an interesting
Yeah,
point we
okay.
can touch on later. It's like Seoul versus other parts
Yes.
of the country. It's
And
very interesting.
yeah, so when I came to Korea, my only thought was, I don't care where I'm going to live, just not Seoul.
No.
Really?
Because Seoul's like America. Or like, not America,
Wow.
but it's so westernized.
Yeah.
And I
That's
wanted,
something interesting. I would
it's
touch
really
on in a little bit.
westernized, and I just was like, I want Korea.
So where did you live at first?
Jinju, it's a small little... Funny story, actually. I lived in Jinju, but I taught in the countryside.
You taught in the
I
countryside?
taught English, yeah.
Oh.
At an
So you started out
elementary
as an English teacher.
Yeah, I started out as an English
That's,
teacher.
What was your first job?
Yeah, that was my first job in Korea. So, taught elementary school kids, and it was in the countryside. And the idea that we knew about coming to Korea was that the school would place you in an apartment or house near the school. So, when I got my school name, I was like, oh, I should check this out. So, I put it into Google Maps, and I was like, oh, this school is literally in the middle of a farm.
It's Jinju. Of course, it's in the middle of the farm.
It's just like these rice paddy fields, a school, and then more rice paddy fields. And my mom was like, oh, okay, nice. And then I don't know when it happened, but someone, I think at work, she just broke down. And one of her workmates called me and said, your mom's crying because she's like, oh my God, my son's going to live in the rice paddy field. where the only person he gets to talk to is like going to be a pharmacist or the farmers. So my mom
Hey,
had
at least there is a pharmacy.
Yeah, there is a pharmacy. Although it was never open, so
So how was that living down there?
loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
More than Seoul or
More than
different reasons?
different reasons.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So I
it's
do
different.
miss it a lot. But I'm having a lot of fun here too. So yeah, it's nice.
All right,
Yeah,
shall we
you
pass
are.
Having a lot of fun. Having a lot of fun.
Shall we pass it on to Mr.
Okay,
Leo,
let's go
Mr.
to-
Dogger, Mr. Handsome, Mr.
Oh, Mr. Handsome.
Oh, did that slip out?
So yeah, I guess my story isn't that different from maybe I came here as an exchange student at first, back in 2016. So I really didn't know anything about Korea before coming here.
Oh,
I did play League of Legends at the time, but I still didn't really know anything about Korea except for League of Legends related things. So when my friend suggested that we should do a exchange semester, it's like, okay, where should we go? He's like, let's go to Korea. Because we both played together. Like, fuck it, let's try it. Okay, I knew nothing.
this is Ricky. Is he the friend?
No, right? It was but I did go with Ricky.
Oh,
also.
okay.
And we went with our other friend Daniel, and we all rented an apartment together. We didn't go to the dorm. We just rented an apartment.
No Goshi one.
No,
No, go shoot one.
Okay, explain what a
That
Goshi
comes
one
later.
is.
A Koshi one is a very small room in kind of a dormitory style building, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's kind of you have your own room and you don't really have any rules except for you can't bring anyone.
Oh, there's more rules than that. Because, I lived in a Goshi one too.
Oh, you lived in a
Yeah, when, my first 3 months I lived in a Goshi one.
Wait, don't say two. None of us lived there.
I did live in a very
no.
small room for a while,
you just- but
but
it
it wasn't a
wasn't
Koshi one.
They also had a rule you couldn't be loud past 11. So even though I brought my entire PC with me, I couldn't play games at night because my keyboard was too loud. The person next door would always bang on the wall and complain because I'd be hitting my
Wait,
keyboard too hard.
is that when like we first started playing? Because I remember like after 11, you would just like turn off your mic.
Yeah.
Or you would just whisper.
Yeah, that was it.
I can't
and so
talk right now.
I got so tired of it, I started going to PC bunks every night.
Oh, I remember that actually.
Yeah, because I was just like, I'm tired of this. I don't want to deal with this guy banging on my door. But anyway, sorry.
Anyway, yes. So we came here together, the three of us, three Icelandic boys, rented an apartment together, stayed together for a while until we got kicked out of our apartment.
Why? Why?
Yes.
I guess for just being loud and drinking and doing all those kind of things because the people were kind of church people, I guess. And all the previous tenants had been
Church people?
church people, I guess.
And to
Not-
be
nothing
clear,
against, yes,
I'm about to
church
say, when
people.
we say church people in regards to Koreans, it's very different than like church people in other countries.
Check out the newest episode on
yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah, the oh my god.
okay, yeah.
No,
Oh,
there's like it's like cults,
Okay,
really.
I'm not comparing the church people to that. That is cut that out.
No.
Nope, not cutting out.
But what I refer to church people is people who are a little bit more maybe quiet, maybe
Right.
come home a little bit earlier, those kind of things.
Conservative.
Conservative,
Yeah.
in a way.
Or
And
just, not weird people.
not three,
normal
not three loud guys from.
Not three guys.
No, just normal people.
So after a couple of months, we got kicked out from there, where we kind of found our own apartments, and that's where I stayed. It was not a cozy one, but it was a very small room. I call it the closet
Yeah,
because it was literally just a closet
Yeah.
with a bathroom.
same was mine.
Yeah. So we stayed there for a while. I was studying at Soca University, which I think
Yeah.
you took the language course at. Which is a very. You guys should go there if you need a visa.
I highly recommend
The
it.
language was at Soca.
Yeah,
yeah.
because you did too, right?
No, I took it at Yonsei.
You were thinking about it.
Yeah, I was thinking about
because I
Soca
remember we
at
talked about
Yonsei,
it.
and then I was like, let's look for apartments, blah, blah, blah.
I do remember you telling me that is like the one you would recommend.
For a language program,
Yeah.
definitely
Oh, yeah.
I would recommend Soca because of the way they teach you how to speak, like the phonics.
Why did you
I
go to
agree.
all of the other language schools?
Yes. I didn't.
got me there. He got me there.
He's like, I did a test week at every single one of them. How dare you?
But yeah, I went there for an exchange semester. I wouldn't recommend it for computer science, if I'm honest, but still a good school. Had fun. Classes were always started at 3 p.m. It was really nice.
Oh, that is nice.
Sounds
So you
good.
could always go out and come home the next morning and still have time to sleep before
Yeah.
go to school.
Yeah.
And yeah, we stayed here for 6-7 months. And then I went back to Iceland for a while. And this is something we can maybe talk about after. This happens to a lot of people. When they come to Korea and then leave, go back home, they miss it a lot. Because there's things here that you don't have at home. Like I guess just like 24-hour convenience stores.
Oh,
It's one thing
Literally
I
the
can
number
mention.
one thing.
Can I just please talk about that? So my second day in Korea, it was like maybe 1 a.m. in the morning. And I was like, shit, I'm bored. I've got no internet at home yet. The Wi-Fi hasn't arrived. I'm just gonna fucking walk. Is it okay to walk? Oh shit, let's look out. 'Cause it's just, there's lights everywhere. So I'm like, let's walk. And I'm like, oh shit, the convenience store's still open. So I went there, bought a chocolate milk, and I was like, this is gonna be my first post when I get Wi-Fi. I'm gonna post about 24-hour convenience stores and drink a chocolate milk at 1 a.m.
This man drinking chocolate milk was like, I want to live in Korea.
This is the good life. Damn.
So that's just one of the things you could, like we talked about. Of course, it's not just because of the convenience stores, because we have stores, 24-hour stores in Iceland as well. But it's just different things. You can go to the corner and everything's open all night. Also, just how you can, which is the top 3 things we'll talk about is how about you can order stuff online, and just the convenience of living in Korea is very nice. So when you go back home to, especially to a country where you kind of have to have a car, which is Iceland, you have to have a car. You just the system here that you can travel, the train, the buses, it's everything so nice. So when I went back there, it's kind of get like so tired of driving everywhere and stuff. So I looked for a reason to come back here, and I found a reason. Talk about that later.
A very pretty reason.
Very pretty reason.
Very pretty reason.
But I was just looking for also a reason to come back, just to, because I like the language. I did study the language pretty well. I think I'm pretty.
Yeah, I think out of the stable, you're probably the best.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
even the guy who's like running the studio, he was like, wow, your Korean's so good. And we can talk about our reaction to that statement.
Let's talk about that.
But he was like, your Korean's so good. How are you so good? And I was like, my friend's even better than me. I was like, you think this is good? Wait till you see Mr. Leo talk over here.
So I went back, graduated college, and got a job as a software engineer for an Icelandic company. But I was always just like kind of bored.
Bet.
You know what I mean? I was just kind of bored staying there. So I asked my boss at the time if I could move to Korea and work remotely for a while. And he said, yeah, sure, because he kind of knew I was already had one leg out the door. So I was already gonna leave, so he wanted to keep me for a while. So yeah, I asked him if I could move, and he said, yeah. So I moved here, worked for that company for a while, and then it kind of just because of time difference, it didn't really work out, and it's just. Yeah, so
What is the time difference between Korea and
9 hours.
9 hours?
between us. It's like we are 9 hours quicker, I guess. So it's like
In the future.
in the future.
I like that. I like that as well.
We're in the future. Back here in Seoul. So yeah, I quit that job and just worked freelance for a while. And then I found a job here at a Korean company. I've been working there since.
How long has it been?
So in total time, it's been around 5 years, I think.
Uh-huh. Same.
So it's been a while.
That's why. Adjacent brothers. My brother.
We're gonna have to get some insight on like Korean companies. So I think that's like a lot of people hear about Korea is about.
We all drink it at the same time.
Okay, sorry. Are we taking a drink break?
Drink break. So yeah, that's
This great non-branded water.
I wonder what brand this is.
I don't know, but
I would like to buy it again.
if they'd like to have their brand there, they can contact us.
those foreign guys at
Those foreign guys, Korea@gmail.com.
Just imagine they put our faces on the water bottles.
That'd be sick.
But yeah, that's definitely something we can go into for a future episode. Is like Korean work culture.
Yeah.
Those kind of things.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think a lot of people, you hear about Korea, like the thing they hear about, especially these days in terms of like politics and stuff, they hear a lot about like the 90-hour work weeks and stuff like that.
Give it to me.
You want it?
Give it to me.
While that definitely exists, it's not exclusively.
Yeah.
Right.
Every company is not like that. So
Yeah.
to calm some people down, don't worry.
I think those are the, like, especially from like my family and friends, like those are the two biggest things they ask me about. They're like, number one, is the work crazy over there? Like, is everyone really that like so focused on like making money and working long hours? And the second thing, North Korea bombs. They're like,
I was waiting
they're like, are you going to die?
I was waiting for that.
What about you guys? Like, what do you guys
Yes.
have any people from like your countries that ask you like crazy things like that?
My grandmother, yeah. No, she was, when I was moving over for the first time, she just kept on saying, oh, to north or south? And then
Yes!
afterwards,
I get asked that question too, and it makes me so mad.
but like my grandmother is kind of troll. She knows what she's doing, right? But then afterwards, she was kind of like, but what about the bombs? Because at the time when I moved here, there were a lot of talks about, the news always polarizes everything.
Right.
But there were a lot of talks of North Korean bomb scare, blah, 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 blah. My grandmother was like, they just stopped trolling with the
But
North
I
or
feel
South.
like
It's
that's
just kind of
every
like-
year, though.
Yeah, no, essentially. So I told her, I was like, that's every year.
It's when they need something they start.
Yeah. So
Because I also had, I don't remember exactly, probably last year, but my mom also was like, hey, is everything okay there? And I'm like, yeah, why? And she was like, oh, I heard about like these missile launches and everything. And I was like, oh, really?
No, exactly. There's more news in like the world of media than there actually here.
Yeah.
It's like we don't hear about that shit.
The funny part was that my mom will always be like, oh yeah, I saw on the news that there was a missile. Did you hear about this? And I'm like, it probably came up on my phone and I just hit the little okay button.
And that's the other thing. That's the other thing I told my mom. I was like, yeah, that's like every year. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens all the time. You just hit
Until
the
one
little-
day.
Yeah, just a little-
Until one day, those four guys are gone.
with all of the good.
we did a podcast in a nuclear fallout. Special episode 100.
Dog is not here today because he's radiation poisoning.
So
I'll definitely be me first.
I feel like we need to go back to that I between you guys not getting along.
Wait, this guy's been waiting.
I actually have been waiting 100%.
No,
Yeah, I think
I did nothing. That's what I'm saying.
I guess this,
I don't know the story. I want to know.
I guess this is the introductory episode, so we could just like that is a part of our introduction as
Yeah.
we are friends and stuff. So get into it.
I mean,
Come on.
like, we're not just four random guys who met on the street one day and was like, we should do a podcast.
We met on
Although
Sunday.
it did kind of feel like that. But yeah, I mean, we all kind of know each other basically through League of Legends. We kind of all joined a big chat room that was like, hey, if you want to play games with other foreigners and you live in Korea, like, come here and we can meet some people and do that. And I think it kind of started out because especially when I joined, it was like during COVID. There wasn't really a lot of opportunities to like go out and meet new friends. And so for me, the chat room was like a way to like
Did
meet
you only
people.
join that late?
I mean, I joined right before Corona. So it was like May 2019 around that time.
I remember
joined
we had a
during-
party with you right before like the COVID lockdowns.
A party with me?
Yeah, I think it was your birthday or something.
Wait, you were at my birthday party?
Yeah. I
Wait,
remember.
what?
Yes.
I remember
And
this
Eric,
party.
not Eric Lee,
Eric Suh.
Eric Suh
Uh-huh.
confused you and me. He got confused
Oh my
between us.
God, you were at the
Yes.
restaurant.
that is
Yeah.
racist.
Yes. And then like, he didn't mean to, but
Yeah.
he had a sort of double take. He was like, "Hey, didn't I meet you at Hunter's Party?" And I was just like, "Yeah." I just got yes. So I was just
So would that have been the first time that we met?
Yes.
Because I would have invited you. I would have been like, oh, there's this guy I'm playing games with. I'll just invite him to my birthday
Yeah,
party.
yeah.
Because I had met the others. Actually, I don't even know if I had met everybody else. That might have been like my first time meeting everyone.
I remember.
I had met like a few people like
some
Zach
of the people that I remember there was Eric, his girlfriend.
he didn't remember.
I would say let's try not to go into
also-
too many names because people might not know
okay.
who we're talking
Oh, yeah,
about.
yeah.
Well, I do remember someone that you don't get along with anymore was also there.
Oh yeah,
now you have to
yeah, they were there.
Now
Yeah.
you have to say the name.
No, but okay, so I always forget that you were there.
Yeah.
I have all these pictures, and I think I've just never really noticed that you were there. But thanks for coming to my birthday party. I really appreciate it.
But I remember this was pre-COVID too, though.
Yeah, well, it was.
And
it
that was also
October
the
before
last get together before COVID.
COVID. Yeah. I mean, what can I say, man? I'm a party planner. Or what does Phil always call me?
Oh, I don't.
What is an event organizer?
Event
I'm an
organizer.
event organizer. What can I say? I organize the best events.
This episode is sponsored by.
Full computers.
Hey, we gotta beat that one out. Because technically he could sue us.
Please
But
don't sue us.
It wasn't defamation.
Yeah.
Defamation. I'm plugging him.
Anyway, yeah. Tell us
Anyway,
the story.
so how did we meet?
Why do we hate each other?
When was the first time we met? Do you remember?
The first time we met, I don't know. No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't meet anyone until this year, actually, last year.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to remember the first time that we met. It wasn't the day we all went out in Hongdae from the river.
Was no
No, I don't remember when it was.
Was it the birthday gathering?
birthday
Whose
gathering.
birthday gathering?
Phil's.
Phil and Junior, wasn't that when
Yeah.
we first met?
Oh,
Because
yes, our
you
friend
made
had a
some very
birthday party.
interesting comments when I first walked in.
Did I?
I cannot repeat them, but you made some very interesting.
I did not have a black eye that night, so it couldn't have been too bad.
Wasn't too bad, but I think
Yeah, that's right. Our friend had a birthday party, and we met there for the first time. But prior to that, there had been a lot of drama in these chat rooms that we were a part of. And I'll just say some people didn't get along with me. And Mr. Brandon was very much on the other person's sides of most of the arguments. And so I was just, by relation, I was just like, fuck Brandon. I don't like that guy.
I knew the other guy first, so I was just go with the homie. You just always go with the homie. But let's get to the better part. I brokered a peace deal
True.
between these two warring white men, and now they're friends.
Yeah.
Two white men from the whitest whites of the whites.
Whitest countries in the
Wait,
world.
who's
I
the other
always,
way?
Isaac.
I always joke that Hunter and Isaac are actually too much alike, and that's why they fought.
I see.
Yeah.
They were both.
So we got into this big fight, and
Yeah.
Brandon just kind of, I think, got caught in the middle of it. And I was just like, well, fuck that guy. I don't like him. I don't want to hang out with him. But then we hung out, and I was like, damn, Brandon's pretty cool. We should start a podcast.
1 year later, podcast. Hey.
And since we talked about ours, I'll just go ahead and finish my How I Met Duggar, which is my favorite story, is that we were in this chat room, and I was playing, I had played like a ton of games with Duggar before, and we had all just kind of been like, damn, Dogger's kind of a weird dude. Because I had another friend at the time, Zach. The four of us would kind of play sometimes together. Me and Zach were just like, damn, Dogger's kind of a weird guy, but he's kind of funny. Like, he's cool. And so we had all got out drinking one night, and at some point, me and my friend had got separated. Zach, and he messages me one day. And he's like, hey, I'm at this place called Zen Bar. Do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, I'll head over a little bit. He's like, cool. Do you know Dogger from the chat? And I was like, yeah. He's like, he's here. He's crazy. You got to get over here. And I was like, okay. So I just get to Zen Bar and I just meet Dogger, who I'm expecting to be like, just based off voice, because we had only really done voice chat.
Was that the first time we met?
I think it was the first time. You might not remember it because you were extremely wasted.
Yes.
Hey, not so.
Sorry, not sober. And I was expecting like this young 23-year-old, like, I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting like a very young guy.
Still young.
Yeah, you're young, but I don't know. I was
Calling
expecting
you
like this
out,
little
dude.
college kid. Like, I didn't know anything that you did. I was just expecting this college kid, and I walk in, and I was like, "Hey, you're kind of older." But it was like the craziest night, and you were just like so. It was just a lot of fun and dancing. And I think you bought me a drink or something that night.
Probably.
And I was like, "Okay, cool. Dogger's a cool guy. I like this guy." And then it just kind of continued on from there.
I remember also, like, it's similar. We had played for a while. You were always playing Echo at the time. And
Good choice.
Adjacent, brother.
Jason, brother.
Jason.
and then at some point we did meet. I remember it was one of the first times that the restrictions were easing from COVID. So we were able to go out and we went to Hongdae. And I remember meeting him too. And well, like one of the things that struck me from the beginning was that, like, again, he was not very sober, but he was.
Mom, I'm not an alcoholic.
But he was really fun, and he was just like talking to every random person around. And I'm like, I was thinking to myself, like, that is one fun guy. Like, I want to hang out with him more.
It's a good thing to be the fun guy.
Yeah.
Also, you know what is the second thing that that like stayed with me was the mullet you had at.
Yes! He did have the mullet. I always forget about that.
How could you forget
I
about
did have a mullet. I forgot.
Will you bring the mullet back for 5,000 subs?
Yeah. 5,000
For 5,000 subscribers, he brings the mullet
Oh
back.
yeah.
I'll bring it back.
So what about you,
yeah.
Brandon? Do you remember any of your stories? Of how
I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to during your story, during his story. I'm just sitting here like, I just woke up one day and Dogger was there.
Yeah, it was the same with it.
I just can't picture a specific time where we had met. Or
Never
how-
successfully, and we were like just like we had always known each other.
Yeah, we just met and then it was just yeah.
I mean, I think
I also,
Dogger this, Dogger that.
I think we've hung out so many times that I also don't know when.
Just like I have no idea how I met you guys.
That's why we're sitting here right now.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's how you kind of know that you're like good friends with people too. Is like when you don't like, oh yeah, we met this time at this place. Like when it just kind of like all blends in together, and you're
I'm
like,
sorry,
damn.
Hunter.
we
No.
did-
I
What was the
can
same thing?
remember when I met you.
You remember exactly?
I remember exactly when I met you.
No, but see, I
time,
remember
the day.
I remember meeting you too because it was the last time like people were able to get together before COVID.
So what I'm getting from this is that
Yeah.
we're not good friends.
No, but that's a key point, right? There was a specific, literally worldwide event.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Changed
yeah, his
things,
makes
right?
sense, but
Wait,
yours
no.
is.
That's why I can remember you, because that was the first time I had met people from the chat. Or like one of the first times
Yeah,
I met
yeah.
people from the chat. So I was like, oh shit, I finally get
Oh, that was
invited.
also my
Now
first
that
time meeting
Now
someone
that
from the
I'm living in Seoul, I can finally meet some of the people I've been spending the past 4 years with online. So I was like, oh, nice. So it's a good memory.
Yeah. Are you guys happy that COVID's finally done?
Is it done?
As we said,
I
as we all say, coffee from last week.
I didn't
We
wear.
did a podcast on COVID.
I didn't wear a mask on the subway today. Oh, it was. So
Oh yeah,
Dude.
Same.
I don't know what you guys had, but you gave it to me this week.
You can't get sick and say it's us.
No, it literally was that. Not you. You're next.
Okay,
You're going to be the
wait,
sick one next week. I hope you know.
To be honest, it was probably me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know because Brian was coughing too. On,
I was
when we were
fucking
filming
sick
the
like a
commercial.
dog.
I think I might have gave it to Brian as well.
Yeah, probably.
And now you put him next to me.
We put it in between.
I'm done.
I have it now, so you're in between us.
But apparently it was not COVID, according to my doctor and your doctor.
same with
so,
mine.
yeah.
Yep.
We're fine.
You said, did you get tested or no?
Kind of. I did go to the doctor. I don't know if he did I don't think he did a COVID test, but like he gave me some meds for bronchitis and I'm a lot better. So
Did he spray the thing in your mouth?
spray? I don't know. They put this thing that is like a hose and it just like vaporizes it.
Did you go to the doctor or to a...
Yeah, where were you at?
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's so weird. And it's just like hold this shit for like 3 minutes and I'm just like,
That's the thing we can talk about in a future episode is doctor and medical things in Korea are very different in
yeah.
other parts of the world.
also, you know what's the funny part of it is like I was
I got
holding
many.
out on going to the doctor for maybe probably like 2 or 3 weeks. And then when I finally was like, okay, I need to go because this is not getting any better. I was like, fuck, I need to pay for the doctor and then I need to pay for meds. Doctor was $5 and meds was $8.
Thank God for Korean
thank God for
insurance,
Korean-
baby.
Yes, dude.
Health insurance.
Fucking love it.
Since we're kind of talking about things we're liking about Korea, should we transition into our main topic of the day?
Socialism. Health socialism.
So I think to kind of give you guys an idea of things we like about Korea, what we don't like about Korea, we decided we're gonna go through our top 3 and our bottom 3 things that we like and hate about Korea.
Nice.
And I think it's important to kind of also do the things we hate about Korea because there's so many people online on YouTube and TikTok and stuff who I understand they want to show off Korea and like make it seem like this like amazing paradise place, but
Which in some parts it is.
but in reality, there are a lot of things that are unfortunate about Korea, and things that we think could maybe be improved upon or could get better in the future, or maybe things we don't think are going to get better in the future. We just don't like those things. And so I think it's important to reflect on both sides to give an accurate depiction on what being in Korea is really like.
But I
Behind the
also
veil.
want to preface this for some of our internet warlords. We are not blasting Korea.
No, we still live here and we still love living here.
Every
Yeah, we love
country has their own issues. We just happen to.
So don't tell us to go home, please.
Go back to your country.
Go back to your
No, what was it? What was it they say to you? Yankee
Yankee go home.
Yankee go home. Yeah. I've heard that one a lot on the interwebs.
Oh, you'll get that in South America as well. Easy.
Yankees just like it's just like a common term throughout the world.
Well,
I guess.
no, maybe. I mean, wait. Would it? No, it would actually probably be Gringo go home.
Gringo go.
Gringo go home.
Because
At least gringo sounds a little
Yeah.
cool.
Does
Yeah, I mean,
sounds
that makes me
cool.
feel like a bad. I feel like I'm a gangster.
I mean, we don't speak Spanish.
Ayo,
Yo, I'm a
muchacho,
gringo.
yeah.
Jesus.
Hey, no racist. Racism.
As a non-American, gringo sounds a little bit cooler because Yankee,
does.
I can't relate it with Yankee because that's a
Yeah.
American thing, right?
Yeah, whenever people call me Yankee, all I think is the Yankee Doodle Dandy song. Yeah.
I think of the baseball team.
Or the Yankees, yeah.
I only think about the baseball team.
Me too.
All right, so who wants to start? Maybe we give a top 1 thing.
So just go like one by one. We can.
Yeah.
Oh, one by
Yeah.
one. I was gonna blast it all.
You're just gonna.
I know my top 3.
I know my
but
top
I don't
three.
know my bottom.
I also don't know
I
about.
don't think they need
let's
to.
start
I don't think they
positive.
need to be in any particular order. Just
Okay.
your 3
Well-
favorite things about Korea.
I think for sure the first one is the food. It's just I don't get tired of Korean food. And when I lived in China, I did have like I had times where I was just like, yeah, I don't really feel like Chinese food. And especially because I lived in Shanghai, it was really easy to get Western food. So I did that a lot and actually didn't eat that much Chinese food. But in Korea, it's just, yeah, I don't, a lot of the times I don't know exactly what I'm eating, but fuck it, I'll eat it. It's so good.
That's the best way.
It's the best.
What's your favorite Korean food?
He just told you he doesn't know what he's eating.
I think,
He's just going.
I think it's probably sundubu jjigae.
Oh.
Okay.
I love sundubu jjigae.
Can you describe what that is for our non-Koreans?
Yeah, it's a spicy, soft tofu stew. It's just, a lot of the times it has some seafood, but it's basically just a spicy soup that you have with a side of rice. And you either like put the soup on the rice, or you take a spoonful of the rice and put it into the stew and then like eat
Which
it
way do
together.
you?
That's the best part.
Only
That's
if
how I do it.
but you can only do that if you have your own one.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'll grab a spoonful of rice, put it in there, and then grab it with some. And then also, I always get it with an extra egg. 2 eggs in the sundubu jjigae.
Nice.
Yeah, so then it has, because it's served in a stone bowl, it's still like bubbling hot.
Yeah.
And
That's sometimes one thing I hate.
oh really?
I have to do like
So like the egg is actually still cooking when it's served. But it's so good. I fucking love that. Second thing I would say is probably like safety. Like just yeah. I've been mugged quite a few times in Ecuador. Like it's not super violent or anything, but I've been mugged.
Have you mugged anyone?
No, for sure no. Wait, no. But yeah, like not having to worry about it. Like maybe it's because I've been spoiled living in both in Shanghai and here. Like you don't have to worry about actual mugging. Maybe in Shanghai I had to worry at some point about pickpocketing. But it's still like not violent. So when I would go back to Ecuador, I would like, if I had my phone on me and it's kind of a new phone or something, I'd be like really feel reluctant to actually take it out in public and like just keep it. And like I didn't want to have anything nice on me because it might draw attention from some kind of muggers or something. And I mean, it sounds like I'm making Ecuador sound really bad. It's not that bad. It's just not having to ever worry about it here is one of the best things. Yeah, like it's not even in my mind.
Why is it not in your mind here?
Because I don't know. I've never felt like that's a thing that happens.
Petty crime in Korea is non-existent.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah,
For the listeners.
yeah, yeah. No, just
I know why. Of course, I know why.
yeah. Then the third thing I think weirdly is just how efficient Korea actually is. Like if you go to do something, let's say renew your visa or some kind of like bureaucratic thing, it's much faster than it would be in Ecuador.
Yeah.
Like in Ecuador, prepare to stay a whole fucking day.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can feel that.
Like a whole day to just get your ID. Whereas here it's happened where it's just like go in and out in like 30 minutes.
oh, wait, so you still get your ID when you go in Ecuador?
I mean, I've had it renewed recently.
I just meant because you're like you said you'd spend the whole day there. So I'm just thinking about back home in South Africa. You could spend a whole day and not get anything.
And still not get it. Actually, I'm pretty sure that the last time I was back, I think that did happen. I stayed the whole day, and then when it was my turn, they were like, "Oh, you're missing something," and it's like, "But you didn't tell me, and I just talked to you. I just talked to you, and you said you need this, and now you're telling me I need this extra thing." And they're like, "Well, yeah, you need it." So I had to come another day and do it again.
I mean, that does happen in Iceland too.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be this F-Asian Nordic country bullshit. No, it's still shit. It's still shit over there.
I mean, it's kind of one of the things that I like, and sometimes it has its downsides where you don't like, but the pali is pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Everything fast, efficient. Let's go.
Nice.
I
Hi,
like it.
Brandon. Here's for your top 3.
Oh, we doing the Browns first. No.
Yeah.
My top 3 is number 2. Starting with that, safety. 100%. South Africa is like number 2 or 3 in the world for just petty crime and shit. So having to not think about that. And I mean, I grew up and lived in the ghetto. So I wasn't involved in any tomfoolery, but there was a lot of tomfoolery happening around me.
Tomfoolery. I see you went to a white school.
Yeah, so I mean, there was a lot of just gangster shit happening around. So, keep my distance. But having to not worry about or think about anything like that. I mean, a lot of times back home, I remember growing up. Now I can tell the difference, but I'd sit there and I'd be like, is that a gun shop or a firework? It's just,
And here you're like, it's either a firework or a drunk ajushi.
and it's always a drunk ajushi.
Yeah, always a drunk ajushi.
Always a drunk ajushi. So yeah, having to not worry about safety. And I told you guys, I posted about going to the convenience store at 1 a.m.
And you were just walking.
And I was just walking around.
Yeah.
My dad was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I told my dad, I was like, oh, I see, but the window's open. And he was like, wait, what?
There's no barbed wire.
Yeah.
There's no barbed wire. The window's open.
See, that's another thing too. Like sometimes in the party areas, you see people passed out in the middle of the night, right? And like their phones and their wallets are right there, and you're like, nobody's taking that.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Usually the thing I see missing when I see those, like, it's usually some older men who are their phone, their wallet's there. Always their shoes are missing.
shoes aren't missing. They took them off and placed them somewhere else.
But they never have their shoes on.
So that's a funny comment because when we went back to South Africa just for vacation, fuck, man, everything Lauren, don't leave the bag. Lauren, this. I was just like, just always on edge of,
Yeah.
The bag mustn't just be next to us. Next to us is not enough. You must be
Holding
on that bag,
yeah.
because they're so quick.
That's the thing, like, one of the story I always heard and say here in Korea, like, a friend of mine left his wallet in, like, a train station bathroom, and it was still there a few hours later.
Whoa.
Nobody even took it to the, like, office or anything. It just was on the whole
Just left it right there for him. Yeah, I think that's a lot of people feel like, especially I've heard a lot of females, like, from their point of view, is that that's a very, like, attractive thing about Korea as well. It's just because you can walk down an alley, and for the most part in Korea, you're going to be fine, even if you're this, like, young, dainty little woman, like, walking down the alleyway, you're going to be fine. So yeah, safety thing is pretty big when everyone's lifts. All right, you're number 2.
Number 2, food. Food. I mean, that's why.
It's just copying Brian.
Just changing the order so it doesn't look the same.
You're calling by Howard, but no, make sure it doesn't look the same.
No, but I told you guys that's why I came. I came
you
to
did
eat.
say
Yeah.
that.
I came to just fucking go through.
I mean, that he did say that.
Right.
He did.
I actually last weekend I sat and I was sort of just googling weird shit to eat in Korea because I realized I think I might have eaten everything.
Really?
Yeah, I've gotten to this point where I think, like, my coworkers are always asking me, "Oh, have you tried this?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah. No, so
Have you done like the fish market stuff?
I've done fish market.
Really?
Stuff. The only thing I haven't. There are 2 things I haven't eaten. One is dog. The second one is the penis fish.
The what?
The penis.
yeah,
The
yeah.
penis fish.
The fish that looks like a penis.
I have not seen
I
that.
don't know if it's a fish, but maybe.
And then
like,
they take it out and it, like, squirts.
yeah. No,
It's like a
it's
sea cucumber.
no, but it looks like a penis.
Oh.
Just
What?
go home, put on incognito and Google.
Incognito.
Penis fish.
I
Penis fish.
don't know if it's a
No, you
fish.
can literally just pull up the image.
But like,
Oh yeah, Jamie. Pull it. Yeah.
Wait, you can't use that name.
Where's James at? James.
Yeah, James,
Where's James
James.
at?
So yeah,
I'm
that
calling
guy.
Jamie for this.
I don't know. So that's the one thing I skipped at the fish market
Gotcha.
because I was just like,
But that's not.
So
that's not the worst tasting thing at the.
no, I've heard it's not the worst tasting thing, but I'm just looking at it like,
It looks gross.
yeah, it looks weird.
Well, hey, 10,000 subscribers. We're doing it.
So you're setting
Those
tiers for
poor
the amount
guys
of
eat
subscribers?
penis fish.
If 5 people subscribe to our Patreon
5 people?
with I don't know what tag penis fish, or what's the name? Kebul.
Kebo, I think. Yeah.
Kebul. So yeah, if they put that in there, 5 people.
5 people? Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty strong commitment right there. Okay.
Man, I told you I came to eat.
Okay.
So let's knock it all down. Let's knock
Fair
it all
enough.
down.
Fair enough.
Number 3 is public amenities. Buses, trains, hospitals, parks.
That's probably my number.
Whatever.
That's a big
just,
one. That is a big one.
Yeah.
Speaks for itself. I thought that was something that only rich people experience. Coming from South Africa, I was like, shit, everything sucks. Public amenities wise,
Right.
everything sucks. It's terrible. And came to Korea, I was like, oh, it's just basic life for these people.
Yeah.
Nice. Sign me up.
It's pretty good. I think you definitely have a different perspective on it coming from like a country where like things aren't maybe as like technologically advanced or developed.
That's the whitest, nicest way to say dog shit country. He's just
You
trying
said
to
it
avoid.
first.
He's
You
just
said it.
He's just trying not to say dog
I'm not
shit.
gonna call it that. I'm not allowed to call it that. But you know what I mean. Like you're coming to a place where like maybe like you didn't have those things before, so like it's very different for your experience. Whereas I think maybe like,
Right, but in the U.S.,
me,
public
at least,
transportation
like-
is dog shit too.
I was gonna say,
but it's not like it's like
No, it's actual dog shit.
it is.
I'm not gonna argue
Everyone
with
has
that
a truck.
because my city doesn't even have a subway.
That's what I mean. Like in the
you just
U.S.,
don't?
public transportation is either non-existent or it's terrible.
Yeah. So
I mean, the highways aren't too bad.
Oh, highways
That's
are
not
fine.
public
Oh, highways are good.
transportation. That's
Oh well, then
Oh, highways are
what did you mean by like?
Oh, okay. So what I mean is, you get up to go to work at 7 a.m. The train takes 20 minutes to get you to work, but then you sit on the train for 5 hours, and your boss needs to
why?
fire you because the shit don't work.
Okay, see that I guess that's where I was thinking is like the highways and like cars and stuff they work in it like.
But that's
No, but the
infrastructure,
highway is
though.
infrastructure, not
Yeah.
public amenities.
Right.
If I drove a car, I could just
Okay.
drive to work.
I guess that's where I was kind of going with like. I was
yeah,
just
yeah,
thinking
no.
more transportation wise
No.
rather than like.
No. Basically, think if you don't have a car.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, well then yeah,
No,
it's pretty
it's-
bad in America too.
Yeah. No. So that's just terrible, and you get like mugged. I got mugged twice on the train.
Has
nice.
everyone here been mugged?
Within
Have you
1
been
week.
mugged?
I'm from Iceland.
Hey,
Hell no.
me too, baby.
White
It
privilege.
just felt so weird having two white men talk about not getting mugged.
Yes,
Across
high-fiving.
my face.
Shit.
I mean, it's pretty obvious I've not been mugged. I'm from a country of 350,000 people.
You get mugged and you're like, hey, you're my cousin. Exactly.
We went to school together, dude.
Brady? Is that you?
The whitest
No, what? This
Iceland. It's Iceland.
Did you say Brady?
How is Brady live in Iceland? Oh my
Have you ever
god.
met a Brady?
I've never met a Brady in my life.
Try
I
again.
don't know. Brady.
Okay, it gets worse. You go. Top three.
Yeah, top
three.
three. Let's go.
Probably, I would just say, yeah, like convenience that I talked about before. Just everything's open 24/7, especially like you can get everything here within like 2 days. It doesn't matter what you need. I need a bed at, yeah, I need a bed. I just order it online. It's here tomorrow.
Actually, except in the countryside. Then it's 2 to 3 days.
Maybe that's not a Korea specific. It's a Seoul
Yeah.
specific thing. Yeah, that might be true. But I live in Seoul, and I always lived in Seoul, so there's something I can count on. It's like just if I need something, I can get it right away. The next thing is probably the healthcare system. Because like in Iceland, of course, we have a good healthcare system, but if you want to make an appointment with a doctor, it's gonna take 3 weeks. Like, oh, I'm already dying, but yeah, you can see him in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Unless you like literally go to the emergency room, you have to wait three weeks or 4 weeks for an appointment.
Yeah.
So here, I was sick a few days ago. I just went to the doctor.
Just walked in.
I just walked in and said, I'm having a cough. And she's like, okay, just sit down. Then literally 30 seconds later, the system said my name. Of course, it butchered my name, but it said my name and just go in. And the guy fucking sprays something in my mouth and gives me a bunch of pills and yeah.
I want to go to the hospital too.
That sounds great.
Cough on me. And get some drugs. Oh.
Well, and see, I feel like I still don't even have like a clear understanding of why that is. Because I feel like, at least in America, like we have the exact opposite, right? Like everything's privatized healthcare. So you can get into things really quickly, but it costs a lot of money. And then you have places like Canada where are very socialized healthcare where it's paid for by the government, but like in Iceland, it probably takes a really long time. But in Korea, it like feels like it's a healthy medium.
Here is, it's the example, like I pay for this per month. So it's not like I'm not paying for the doctor. I pay insurance every month.
Right.
And it's not cheap, but it's not expensive either.
Right.
I'd say. So like I am paying for this every month. So like, and they do have a lot of doctors here, which I guess you can, because of education.
Yeah.
If we just open this, we might see.
There's
it.
a doctor's office behind us somewhere.
behind us.
And I think it's also related to the education because Korean people are very pushed to go to school, finish college, and get a degree.
Yeah, I did some research on that one day, and I saw that the percentage of people that don't have a college degree here is incredibly low.
Mhm.
I can't remember. It's maybe less than 20%.
Wow.
Maybe.
Oh.
I mean, don't quote me on that. I feel like that's what it was. I feel like that's
Please,
what it
can
was.
you have it in comments?
James?
James, can you check that?
Look it up. So I think that's a big part of it. That's like because I can just walk into the doctor, but sometimes I'm reluctant just because of what I'm used to in Iceland.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I'm dying, my lungs are collapsing. I'm like, it's fine.
I'll sleep it off.
Yeah.
I'll sleep it off.
Literally, me and my girlfriend had that same discussion the other day because I was like, I'm not feeling good. She was like, let's go to the doctor together. And I was like,
Yeah.
It's just like that. Like, I know it's not going to cost a lot of money, but it's just like that kind of life I've been brought up in where it's like, okay, I'm sick. Like, probably don't need to really go to the doctor if I'm not like dying.
And then you go to the doctor because you pay your insurance. So there's like, what's this gonna cost me? They're like, it's like $5.
Yeah.
$5. It's like, okay. Then you go to the pharmacy. They always give you like a long list of drugs to get. You go to the pharmacy, get like this big bag of drugs. It's like, $3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And they're all portioned out for you.
That's the best. I love that.
Morning, lunch.
Yeah.
Dinner.
Yeah.
Boom.
It is great.
Yeah,
So that was your-
So it's my second. It's everything I really like about Korea is just convenience based.
Yeah.
And so my number one is probably the transportation system. It's also not only the subway system or the bus system inside Seoul. It's also just if I want to go to Busan or Jeju. If I want to go to the island of Jeju, which is south of Korea, it's the most flown
Yeah, that's
leg in the world. Like there's
Yeah.
a flight literally every like 10 minutes or something. Don't quote me on that again.
no. I don't know about every 10 minutes, but I know
It's
it's
like
the
just the
bias.
flights and like trains going around the country. Everything is so easy to find. Which I will get on in my bottom three things is the Korean internet can sometimes be a little hard to navigate. Buying a ticket as a foreigner.
As a foreigner.
And maybe especially as someone maybe who
Yes.
is new to the country and is not very proficient at Korean, can be very hard to buy a ticket for the train or whatever it is.
It's not very foreign friendly at all.
We'll get into our bottom three.
Okay.
We're all gonna have that same one.
Yeah.
Was that your third or was that your second?
That was my third.
Yeah.
Wait, what was your first one?
It was the
Do you know? Well, do
It
you
was
not? Do you
hospital?
Not, do you not listen to this man when he speaks?
I
Everything is convenience.
sorry, I'm just
it was the 24-hour convenience.
24 hour, that's what it
and,
was.
Yeah. Convenience
Ordering
is all
stuff.
convenience.
Ordering
sorry, I was just so distracted by his
Oh,
by his
Which is
face.
by the way,
Yeah.
like I talked about ordering stuff. It's kind of a, I guess you call it a double-edged sword or something because it can be very hard to figure out online ordering stuff if you're not proficient at Korean.
Yeah.
But once you get used to it, it's very convenient.
Yep. I agree. All right, my number one. I can't believe none of you said this. The nightlife. I love Korean nightlife.
We are privileged, Hunter.
What are you talking about? In Korea, dude, Korean nightlife's amazing. I don't know. For me, it was like
It is.
coming from
It is.
Yeah,
coming
it
from
is.
Bumpkin, Tennessee, like where like it's like 300,000 people. There's like 3 bars, and you know everyone that goes to all of them every night.
Sounds nice.
No, it's terrible. It's great for like the first 6 months of your drinking career, but then once you get past that, and you're like, wait a minute, I know everyone. I don't want to talk to you guys anymore. I want to meet some new people. It's not as fun. I just love. I think part of it does go with like the safety aspect as well. And that I just feel like it's really fun that I can go out and stay out till 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and just
And then take
enjoy
the
my
train home.
time and have a good time and not have to worry about like maybe someone like stealing my stuff, except for that jacket that someone stole from me one time.
I think it's still down there.
And you think it's still there? No, they definitely stole it. What were you gonna say?
No, I was thinking like, I remember that night.
Yeah.
Do I though?
Literally
Night
bought,
you remember? Oh.
Yeah, that's what.
literally
that's what-
bought a jacket and then lost it the same night. It was terrible.
Shit.
But yeah, so I don't know. I really enjoy like just being able to like enjoy yourself without having to worry about like all the negative sides of things. And I think that's really fun.
But you know, I think I didn't say that one because I might think that Shanghai nightlife was better. It might be. Might be.
See, I only have the comparison to Chattanooga, Tennessee nightlife. So I'm sure there are many places in the world that are better, but that's one thing I do love about Korea.
I mean,
I do
don't-
like it too.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
do like it
it's
a
not that
lot
I
too.
don't like the night. I love it.
Yeah.
I clearly love it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it
Clearly.
in top 3 because it's not the thing that's keeping me here.
Right.
True.
I
Okay,
think
that's
I think
the
that's why I
things-
didn't mention
the top
it,
3
is
things
because-
I've mentioned are the things that's actively keeping me here.
I just don't want to do the same things as you guys. I want to.
Yeah.
We gotta expand.
We
the-
did kind of go the
we did.
basic base way, like of, why do you live in Korea? Because
Yeah. I will say
But
though,
that is actually the fucking reason
yeah.
we live here.
My number 2, I am gonna copy because it is like really important to me. Is like ease of transportation. I love the subway system here. I really love driving. I just like the idea of driving a car. I like being able to just go out and drive at night is like one of my favorite things. But just the giving away a card to have this transportation system that we have in Seoul, it's so worth it. Like just being able to go anywhere, like even if you said like going to a different city, just being able to get on a train for like an hour and a half and just like be there is really amazing to me.
Have you
And I really like
Korea?
No, not yet. So my plan is that
hell.
I'm going to get my driver's license this year. That's my goal for this year. Well, yeah.
I do wish though that
checks.
they had a little bit more of like nighttime transportation.
What,
think
you
now
mean
they
the
do.
hours of 1 a.m. to 6 a.m.?
Yes.
For me,
Psychopath. Go home. Stay home.
Go home. Go
No,
to
I'm
bed.
just saying I wish it existed.
for me, before at least before COVID, and it's now coming back, is the taxis are increasing. Like before COVID, I just got a taxi every time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's the price is going up in Korea, but still cheaper than Iceland. So I take that.
I mean, there's also like night buses and stuff like that, which don't always do you great, but it's still possible. But I don't know. I just love being able to go everywhere. And then my number 3 is a little bit like technology based. I love how integrated everything is in Korea. I love the ease of like, because like we'll all know, maybe the people watching don't know, there's an app called Kakao, which is basically an everything app. I think China has one too, right?
WeChat.
Yeah. And that is it's like your messaging, your phone calling, your paying,
wallet.
your wallet, your ID a lot of the
It's
time, your
also-
COVID ID back
Yeah,
in the
they call it
day.
users
And it's
Kakao.
also
Yeah.
like your social media too.
Yeah.
It's like you publish your stories and everything there.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't
I think
really
people
gotten into
use
that,
this to
but-
Instagram mostly for that.
But even then, like,
But
it's
I've
still
seen
all
people-
But it
Actually,
also
actually,
works
yeah.
kind of like Instagram too.
Yeah.
Because you can't use Instagram without a VPN in China. So that's what people use.
Love China.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just
sarcasm.
love.
We use a VPN for a different reason here.
I just like having everything integrated. It makes life very easy for me. And I know some people are going to be like, well, I don't want like them having all my information on all the
Government
things. It's like,
watching.
hey, I already have it, you know, who cares?
exactly.
Yeah. No, but those are like my top 3, I think. Just being a little bit different. Should we move into our least favorite? Should we snake it back around? I'll start with my least favorite.
Yes.
I think that's a good idea.
Crap, I shouldn't have done this. I don't know my least favorite.
Nothing. I love this country.
I mean, I do love this country. I mean, there are things I don't like. I don't like, I feel like there's a lot of restrictions on like visa types.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too into detail about that kind of stuff because it's not really the place for it. But they have a lot of just like dumb restrictions. And I know you said like immigration was nice and fun and everything, but they also have like a bunch of little nitpicky things that like, if you don't do this the right way, if you don't do that the right way, then it's like, okay, it doesn't count. Like you can't do it. You can't do it. And I think that's kind of annoying. I don't really like that. I don't really know my other ones.
I know one.
Go ahead.
And it's just basically like how not foreign friendly a lot of things online can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so dog was also.
Yeah,
taking that one,
like
right?
that is the one thing that I can think of right now. For example, like if some of the shopping websites like Coupang had an English option, it would be a lot nicer. But even if it did have the English option, like you have to have your phone number and you have to have like all these verification steps, and it's like.
And all of
And
that's
for
Korean
example,
too.
you know, like the website Interpark that it's like for buying all these tickets and everything. I had an account made and I don't know, like I can't log into it anymore. So basically I can't buy any tickets for anything. And I try to, it's like, so, okay, I don't remember that account. So let me make another one. And they're like, no, you're already registered. So it's like, so let me get back in. And I can't do anything. I mean, for me, because I don't really speak or use Korean very well, it's just super frustrating. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah. I think that would kind of be a good one for mine, changing it a little bit from like not really being Korean, but more just like the Internet Explorer stuff and like the spyware. I hate that shit.
To be fair, it's dying out.
Yeah. No, it's getting better for sure.
Getting way better.
But it's
Like,
still not there.
You don't
yet.
have to download shit for your tax anymore.
Yeah.
Like when you're doing your taxes, you can just click 3
You guys
buttons.
I don't
do
think
your
he knows
taxes?
anything about
Wait, you guys do taxes?
I don't think he knows anything about that.
I'm a student. I don't do those.
No, my coworker just get me this, and I just go on the website, search something, and give it to him.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I did do my own taxes this year.
really?
That was exciting because even Koreans have no fucking idea how to do taxes. So I'm like, okay, so what do I put here? And they're like,
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, you're gonna get this back." I was like, "Oh, thanks." So no, then I gave him the documents. Oh no, you have to pay.
yeah. I got a tax return in my first year in Korea. I was like, oh shit, this is nice. I was like, hope every year is going to be like this. Every year was not like that. Every year was, you owe more. You owe more.
They'll give you the
You
first
owe
one for
more.
free.
Yeah. I was just like, no.
That's how they get you in. They give you the first one for free.
First one for free.
It's like, yeah, come pay your taxes. It's okay.
What about you guys? Do you have any last final bottom
bottom
things you don't like?
Bottom things.
You don't gotta do three.
No,
wait.
for me, it's just the verification. Like you have to verify by phone for everything. Dude, I'm just trying to buy this T-shirt.
I just want to wear this T-shirt, man. Just let me buy it.
Oh, yeah, that's what I will say. Just let me spend my money.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me help you.
You have to use your phone to verify this, and your phone has to be connected to your ID.
Yeah.
And for a lot of foreigners, they're not going to enter your name correctly.
Oh, yeah.
Into either the phone system or the actual visa system.
Somewhere there's a mistake. If you're
I was
online.
lucky enough that my name does have a special Icelandic character, but they on both sides they used an O instead of the Icelandic
O.
equivalent. So I was lucky, but I heard a lot of horror stories about people not having the names match, so they can't verify online. And it's like a whole thing, and it's sometimes it's just nope, can't fix it.
Even in League of Legends, like if you already have money in the game and you want to gift somebody a skin, it's like no, you need to verify. You need to put your ID number. You need to put your phone number. You have to
You've
put
already
everything.
logged in, given us your credit card, but we need to know that it's
No,
you before you give us
I've
something.
What is your mother's social security number?
Yeah, I've
Basically.
already logged in. The money was already there. But if you want to gift somebody a $5 skin, you need to follow all these steps.
Which
It is very
Which
difficult.
is something we can talk about maybe later. That is like we're talking about crime in Korea. It's very low.
Yes.
But the crime in Korea is scams.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Scams.
Cults and scams.
Yeah.
Phishing scams. Ooh, my favorite.
Oh.
One thing that I can say is the amount of text messages I get in Korea
Oh yeah.
from random spam and ads. That's one thing I can put on my top 3. things
Oh,
I hate in
that's a
Korea.
good one. Oh, nice. I think.
Sorry, I put your number on that door. My bad. Bathroom stall, write your number. My bad. That's probably why you're getting all the.
Probably.
Coming for a good time.
Do we have another one?
I have a bottom, and it's kind of one of your tops actually.
Oh.
It mixes.
Okay.
It's kind of a weird thing, but the
It
whole
swings both ways.
Hey, it's
Your bottom, his top.
It's 2023.
our bottom, he tops. Our top, he bottoms. That's good. That's good. But just the sometimes the Bali culture gets too much,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, chill.
Oh yeah,
Just-
yeah.
Yeah.
Just I don't know.
The Bali culture,
It's-
for reference, is
everything
like
is just
everything
quick,
being
quick.
fast. Like you gotta do this fast, do that fast, do this fast.
And we sort of joke about African time. You say see you in 30 minutes. Yeah, okay. Hour later. Now I'm starting to move. Just the slow pace. Sometimes, like, I understand why they ease the Bali culture. I mean, that's how they grew so quickly economically. But like, man, you have it good now. Just chill in some
Relax
spaces.
a little bit.
Relax a little
Yeah.
bit, right? Relax a
Yeah.
little bit, because I mean, not to get political or dive too much into the social aspects, but that's why so many Koreans feel the burnout. I mean, I talk to Koreans
yeah.
every single day, and I see 8 different Korean people every day for my job, and all of them talk about the same thing. Oh, I'm so tired today. I feel burnt
Yeah,
out.
it's the burnout from
The burnout
having
from-
to be Bali or quick,
So
fast.
yeah, I mean, sometimes I like it, but other times I'm just like,
Sometimes relax a little bit. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Bali and quick, what do you guys say we Bali wrap up this episode?
oh, that was the worst. James, cut that. James,
Please don't do that again.
where's James?
I think we've reached our time. Is there anything else you guys want to say before we kind of sign off on our first episode here?
Do like and subscribe. if you
Yeah,
enjoy
do
this
like and
content.
subscribe for sure. We're on YouTube, Instagram,
Spotify, Apple
Spotify,
Music.
Apple Music, Twitter.
I guess it's called follow on Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah.
Okay, so
follow
like,
us.
subscribe, follow, hit the notifications, and sign up for all your alerts.
Do all that
Yeah.
good stuff.
Hit all those bells and buttons and whistles. And if you do have any desire to help support us a little bit more, we do have a Patreon going on now over at www.patreon.com/thoseforeign-guys. There's a couple different tiers. You can get a few extra bonuses. We're going to be doing a bonus episode every month.
Oh,
So you get another, 45 minutes to an
Behind
hour
the
with us.
scenes.
Yeah, we'll be a little bit more raunchy. Maybe drink some soju while we're
yeah.
doing the bonus
Hell yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
Get a little bit more secrety.
Security.
I don't know. Some more.
Oh, we can have like.
We'll turn the lights a little bit down.
Yeah, the power hour, you know.
Wear glasses,
yeah.
smoke a cigar.
Yeah. We also got some
something
behind the scenes
like
content. Yeah, behind the scenes content and some blooper reels and stuff from different sketches we do. We have some more sketches in mind to upload in the future.
We do?
Oh, we do.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
we do.
Oh, we do.
Oh no.
If you would have showed up earlier, you would have heard.
Yeah.
I'm not dancing again.
He did not make it to the meeting.
I'm not
Don't worry,
dancing.
you don't have to
Content
dance.
meeting.
I was in
Yeah,
the meeting
no dancing
in
this time.
spirit.
Yeah, no dancing this time.
We should thank also the Patreons we already got.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Thank you
for those who have already joined our Patreon, thank you so much.
Name
for...
drop them. Isn't that the point of Patreon?
No.
That's not right now.
Patreon's anonymous,
Oh, that's-
so we should.
okay.
We shouldn't reveal names. It is anonymous if they sign up. So, but thank you guys everybody for supporting us, even just listening to this first episode. I think we were all kind of a little, not really nervous, but like, just kind of like, I don't know what's the word for it.
Nervous?
Yeah, nervous. Anxious, I guess, maybe anxious coming into the first episode, but I think we're I'm pretty happy with how this first one went.
It's pretty. I'm pretty relaxed.
Yeah.
I think just this format is a little bit more relaxing than like if you have a camera in your face, like someone's recording you, versus us just sitting here shooting the shit.
Yeah.
I should say.
The only thing is, I don't know how to sit. Because when I'll tell you what, when I'm at home, this is how I sit when I'm at home. I'm like that, yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah, maybe for the future
this is
episode
good,
because
so-
we can maybe we won't maybe be here the next time. We don't know. We're gonna mix up the studio or see how it's gonna be. So maybe we'll have some couches or we'll have a table. Like we don't know.
Yeah.
We'll be comfortable.
But wherever we are, we will see you guys there in the next episode. Thanks for listening. Bye.
I don't know which camera to look at.
Don't ask.
Look between the
Yeah, we gotta do the Korean part.